Hey everybody, welcome to Black Hollywood Live's Political Culture. It is our 20th episode, and we've got some familiar faces here live in the studio. We've got a lot to talk about today, from Trump in Detroit to the best and the worst of the campaign, so stay tuned.
You're tuned into Black Hollywood Live, Political Culture.
It's a celebration in here, because it's our 20th episode. Welcome to Black Hollywood Live's Political Culture. I am your host, Drexel Heard. You can follow me on Twitter at Drexel Heard.
Hey guys, Elayna here. You can follow me at Hey It's Lay.
What's going on, guys? You can follow me at B Sorrells.
And we've got a lot of familiar faces that you've seen this season so far. Like I said, it's our 20th episode. So we got Miss Nika Williams back in this video.
Peace and blessings, everybody. Peace and blessings.
We've got Miss Malynda Hale, which you guys remember from a song we run. Got Mr. Joseph Powell's in the house.
What up?
Miss Danielle Truitt.
Woo woo.
And Mike Lynn Walker is here as well.
Get it.
And he has a performance for us
And he's
today.
going to be performing for us a little bit later. Yes, he is. We got a game. We're doing it up.
We are.
Forget Ellen.
Yes.
She had her premiere episode today. Y'all watching
That's right.
watching Political Tea.
That's right.
Political Tea Party.
You
What?
hear that?
That's okay, though. That's okay, though.
You know
We put it
what?
together.
Freudian
Listen.
slip. Freudian slip.
Listen.
It's okay. Explain
We
it.
started this show out a month, 3 months ago.
Yep.
As Black Tea Party. We have evolved into political culture.
Yes.
And it has been a wonderful time, especially having
extreme
Elayna
makeover.
and B here. So, listen, well, we got stuff to talk about.
What we got
Because-
to talk
Listen, Donald Trump is doing some things. And, you know, it's about time. I'll say that very fairly. From a fair point of view, it's about time that Kellyanne Conway has kind of moved his campaign in the right direction. The CNN poll came out today saying he is up 3 points nationally. But at the same time, the NBC News poll came out and said that he is up 4. Hillary Clinton's up 4 points right now. So right now, you know, the race has tightened a little bit. But last week, Donald Trump visited Mexico. Did y'all see that?
Yes.
about. That was interesting, actually.
He met with the president, right?
He met with the
Behind-
president of Mexico behind
wall.
closed doors, and then they came out, and then they had a press conference where Donald Trump was saying one thing,
Right.
and then the president of Mexico was saying something completely different.
That's what was crazy about it. Donald Trump was really excited to be in Mexico.
sure was.
He was like, "Now I'm gonna shove it in
He was
everybody's
ready for that
face."
taco bowl.
Yeah.
I think I saw him eating a casita. I did.
He
What
did
we
a
call it?
quesadilla.
Yeah,
He said
quesadilla. That's how he pronounced it. It's a casita. And he had extra cheese on it, too.
He did.
Yeah.
He said, "Can I get one of those? Can I get one of those?" So he came out. So the same day that he was in Mexico, he went to Arizona. So in the flight between Mexico and Arizona, he kind of told the press that that the president of Mexico and himself didn't talk about building the wall. But then the president of Mexico said we told him that we weren't going to pay for the wall. So then he got back to Arizona at the same time and had a speech in Phoenix where he gave a very comprehensive immigration speech. Which is very scary. So I don't know if you guys saw last week. And I say scary in the sense that from a policy standpoint, there were some things that, for me, and you guys can chime in too, just do not define America
At all.
as a melting pot
Yeah.
of immigrants. We seem to be moving in that direction, at least from a rhetoric standpoint. And globally too. We saw what happened with Brexit. We see Germany's having some issues right now where Angela Merkel's party has been defeated, even though she'd still be prime minister. But I don't think it's going to affect her policies a little bit. But if you guys watch, like, he had a 10-point plan where he talked about things that I thought sounded a little bit like worse than the president of Iran's speech. Like President Ahmadinejad, if y'all remember him, he's a little crazy. He gave some fiery, really radical speeches, and I thought that Donald Trump's speech was pretty radical. What do you guys think?
Some people haven't. I mean, you have to remember they haven't been comparing him to Hitler for no reason.
Yeah.
Like, we
Right.
absolutely know that he's extreme. We know that he's not thinking about America as a whole. He only sees one race of people when he
Right.
looks at
Yep.
America.
Yep.
So I wasn't surprised about his speech in Arizona at all.
Yeah.
This is what he's been giving
Right.
us.
Yeah.
I more so am more excited when he's actually coming out on the forefront and saying these things verbatim, because now you can't fight it. Now you can't go against, he didn't mean it that way. No,
Right.
this is what he said.
But you know what? It doesn't matter because he's still tied kind of close with Hillary. So what does that say about the people who support him?
I think it's
you
the
know,
supporters that scare me.
That's
more
what
than he
scares
does.
me. I mean, Trump is going to be Trump. But it's like, dude, when they said he was 3 points ahead, I was like, what the heezy? I was like, wait, no, it's supposed to be like he's nowhere near Hillary, but
yeah, and to touch on that is like I think like you said we weren't shocked by it, but I think I'm more shocked at the fact that he's so ahead in his poll and his points, and it's just the fact that it is revealing a lot of people that we're like, whoa, y'all are racist. That we had no idea. The blanket has definitely come off a lot of
you didn't know. You didn't know.
Oh,
you didn't know?
Honestly, I feel like Trump. Like, he literally takes his hand, he digs all the way up inside his butt, and he just pulls out whatever, and he goes,
And
like, whatever,
all over.
like, whatever
Just
I
go
can
for
do
it.
for shock value,
Yeah.
he's gonna do. And unfortunately, the society that we live in, because of social media, because of, I sound like an 80-year-old woman, microwaves, like, everything's so quick, everything is for shock value.
Right.
So I think people, this is the most, in my opinion, I am bored to death with this whole political. I'm over it. I sound like the people in the article that we're not going to talk about. I sound like them. Like, you know, it's boring to me. And so I feel like some people, because they don't know where to go, because he does all this dumb stuff and it's such shock value, then that's why his numbers, I don't even know if they're based in true reality and what's really going to happen at the polls.
And to be fair, the CNN poll that came out today also said that the likely voters would be 74% white. So I don't know how much I believe that particular poll, because white voters could potentially be outvoted in this election, and by Latinos, by Asians, by Black folks.
Right.
So I don't know if that's where he's getting those numbers from. If 74% of white voters come out and vote for Donald Trump, yes, then he's going to be up 3 points.
I think that what we all seen happen in Britain, the Brexit, is a prime example of a country willing to throw their country under the bus just to keep you out. Right. And that's what we shouldn't underestimate the racism in this country, is that these people are willing to throw the country under the bus to keep us at a distance. Yeah. And that's really important.
Even speaking to the shock value that Danielle brought up, we may be bored with it. We may be like, what's happening? But there are people who are watching from the comfort of their homes, and they're like, yes, I've always wanted to say that. Or yes, that's how I feel. And sometimes sometimes they don't even realize it. Like, a lot of that may have been very shallowly layered.
Right.
And as Trump speaks or as he continues to act out, they're like, that's how I feel. That's how I've been relating, but they've been keeping it on the hush because, they thought we were moving forward.
And when nobody is really saying anything, and no offense to anybody who's, a Hillary supporter, I'm not saying that she doesn't say anything at all, but there's nothing that I've seen her say that has moved me.
Right.
That I feel like I can really grab hold to. You know what I mean? So when nobody's saying anything, then anything that's said,
you're just grasping on.
Then you latch onto it.
And I'm gonna merge what we weren't gonna talk about with what we're gonna talk about right now. So Donald Trump was in Detroit on Saturday. He spoke at one of the Baptist churches in Detroit. Actually, it was Ben Carson's church, I believe. Omarosa was there.
Yes.
Donald Trump was just singing like
singing to the gospel music. Y'all seen the video? He was really trying to feel it.
He's like, when you take your white friend to church and they're trying to figure it out.
I was sitting up there like, really trying to catch the spirit.
Right,
I was like,
okay. I wish the spirit would have snapped.
The spirit was like, I can't enter that.
That would have happened.
It's already possessed. I can't enter it.
So I want to know a couple things. Okay, I'm going to combine this conversation with the New York Times article that came out on Sunday or yesterday that said young blacks voice skepticism on Hillary Clinton worrying Democrats. That's the headline right now. So to what Danielle was saying, what is it that Donald Trump could have said? And I don't know if you guys saw his conversation or whatever that happened this weekend, and what Hillary Clinton or any Democrat or any candidate, whether or not it's Jill Stein, whether or not it's Gary Johnson, they need to be saying, because right now, Hillary Clinton's talking about women's rights and children and children and families and better immigration reform. Her first 100 days are focused on infrastructure plan and building jobs. What is it that she's not saying? That's not that if you've not read her plans, that she needs to actually be talking about more. or Donald Trump or any of these other candidates.
Well, there's nothing Donald Trump could ever say.
I was about to say, look.
There's absolutely nothing he could say. I think for Hillary, she is talking about issues that are important. I think that for a lot of people, she's working herself out of the red into the green. You know what I mean? So, or out of the black.
Out of the red into the black.
Out of the red.
Out of the red into the green.
Right, into the green and the black.
We
And then
want to
the
be.
yellow.
We want to keep
and then
her.
the
We want
African
the positive.
We
the
want to keep
African
her.
flag. But yeah, she's, you know what I mean? Like,
Jamaican.
even though she's, Jamaican flag. Even though she's saying some things that are important, I think for a lot of people, they just don't trust her. So she's having to rebuild, I guess maybe rebuild trust at the same time.
I guess for me, I feel like what politician has not lied at some point in their career?
I agree. Yeah,
I feel like
I agree.
she's been making such a big deal with her. Yes, she's had issues, but
Because she's a woman.
I don't know if you guys watched it, but there was a really great CNN special on about Hillary Clinton last night and Donald Trump. They were back to back last night, and they kind of gave us kind of background story on them as candidates and their history and stuff like that. And so my question is, we talked a lot about where the mistrust in the black community comes from the Clintons, which obviously stem from the crime bill.
right.
But at the same time, do black voters expect a crime bill at all? Or do they just expect a crime bill that works for the community? Because sometimes we get caught up in this, like, hey, it's not like, where's the line draw from?
Well,
They're the ones being affected.
I was going to say the prison system is something that I would say should be spoken more about from her part. It would just,
Because
even
of
the
that,
privatization of the prisons, the injustice in the prisons, the rate that black people compared to white people are, in prison. I think that that's something that if she spoke more, backing what Obama is already doing by releasing some of these prisoners, it would build some trust.
And I believe the Justice Department just came out like a couple of weeks ago, and they said they're going to be ending their contracts as soon as they're up with private prisons too. So I think that's where the direction the Democrats are headed. And like I said, hopefully,
it's not even just her speaking up on it and on the crime system and on the prisons. It's more so just her having a strong voice, like, because there's been so much, I guess, backlash onto her for her previous discrepancies. As she is working through it and as she's trying to push forward, she's more so being really passive and she's being really standoffish in the background. But us as American people, we need you to be strong. Like, if something went wrong, own it, be strong about it, move forward. So a lot of the time she's like, she's just a little bit more reserved than I think that we're either used to. We don't want her to be Trump. I'm not saying let her be Trump. I'm just saying just have more of a stronger presence.
I think she's trying to figure it out, though.
True.
Like, I feel she's in this position where she's damned if she does, damned if
Yes,
Right.
and she's trying to be really careful about what she says.
Right.
Yeah,
And I remember when the emails, they just kept coming and coming
then-
and coming. And they gonna keep coming. They like, oh, we got another 10,000. Wait, you just hold on.
Right.
And so she addresses it and then she moves on because she's like, damn if I do, damn if I don't.
Yeah, I think she should embody the womanhood, the fact that she is the first woman candidate to even make it to this position. Because in this country, we not only elect presidents, but we elect symbols. Obama was a symbol of change.
Absolutely. Right.
What's his name? Trump is a symbol of fear.
Right.
And she is a symbol. And I think that she should embody that more and get women more
Start
empowered
wearing
behind
skirts,
it.
right?
Exactly.
Damn skirts. Stop playing.
And I think the Clinton, that's what the Clinton campaign didn't do in 2008. They ran away from her running as a female candidate because I mean she was running against Barack Obama. I mean so and in this campaign she's tried to do that. They've kind of knocked her forward every time. Every time she brings it up, Republicans will knock her for playing the woman card. So then she's like, deal me in, and then you're back and forth. But at the same time, you've got this email situation that doesn't seem to want to go away, but every time it comes out, you're like, oh, that was nothing.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, that was it?
Right.
Okay. So Trump's been trying to do his African-American outreach, his Latino outreach over the past couple of weeks. Obviously, his Latino,
Stump for Trump.
obviously the Latino outreach didn't go over so well, even though today, I know we just talked about the immigration speech, even though today he was asked on his airplane whether or not he was for amnesty, and he said, "Oh, I'm looking at all options," which is completely different from what he said
He
last
don't
week.
say
I
anything.
don't
Right.
think he knows it. Yeah.
He's a reality star.
Right.
Thank you. That's what I was getting at earlier.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm just pointing out the fact that at the end of the day, folks might not I won't even say trust. Folks might not like Hillary Clinton, but at the end of the day, only one person's going to win.
Right.
Yeah.
And another thing,
And
Ronald Reagan was he was a reality star. He
was an actor, yeah.
Also,
Yeah, he did.
He
That's
made
true.
it all the way there. So that's why I say we shouldn't underestimate.
No,
what
and I
they do
think,
in this
and to everybody's point, I think the Clinton, they just unveiled a new airplane this weekend. They've added press onto the airplane, which Donald Trump does not do. He's not only not having press on the airplane, he also bans certain publications from even being at the rallies.
I don't think we care about that though. We don't care if she's like, we don't care what she's doing that he's not doing. We more so just care about our livelihood. What's gonna happen in the future? Like,
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
press is coming, and I know we said that we want her to
Be more accessible, yeah.
Yeah, and have more speaking. So that's great. But we don't really care about what she's doing on her plane and what he's not doing on her plane. Now that she has press on her plane, I'm more so interested in, how is the campaign going to move forward?
Right. And I think at the same time, what we also have to realize, or at least that I always realize coming from just a political background, which is at the end of the day, what if one cog in the wheel, one policy position affects everybody?
Yeah.
So if we expect our leaders to be like, oh, we're going to focus on the black issues. Barack Obama was like, I will not.
That was smart. He's the
He was
president
like,
of the
I'm
United
not going
States.
to do that.
Yeah.
So if we expect Hillary Clinton to be like, hey, let me talk about black issues, it's just not going to happen.
Right.
But
Like,
why not though?
I'm
playing devil's advocate.
Right. I don't think that. I think that it is better for the president to kind of be like, hey, you focus on this. Justice Department, you focus on that. Because justice is where all the policy
Yes.
comes out of. And so if you and I'm hoping that Loretta Lynch stays in as a Attorney General in the Clinton administration, because I do think that the focus, as we've seen, like we just talked about the Justice Department changing some practices, I think we'll start to see that as we move forward. But this has been the most multiracial justice department that we've ever seen, and it can only get better. So if we're worried about
Hopefully.
if we're worried about policy from a criminal justice standpoint, then I think that's where it's going to start from. But I don't think it's going to come from the White. I think the White House is going to set the agenda, and everybody else is just going to have to do
Follow
their job.
suit.
Everybody else is going to have to do their job. Do your job, Attorney General.
Which is all that we ask for, though, because I know
Right.
a lot of my conversations in defense of President Obama, at least with some of my friends, have been, he hasn't been doing much for the black community. It's like, okay, you don't want a president who's going to focus on one race. You don't want a president who's going to focus on one nationality. Because
Right.
if we're trying to progress forward as a nation, we're saying, hey, include everyone. Hey, let's be exclusive. We more so just don't want to be forgotten about. So
Right.
if you're going to, if you're going to focus on anyone, just have us all on the same even kind of playing field. So I think that's where a lot of us, like, even, that's as a black woman, I think that's why some of my friends who are black as well, they feel like, okay, he didn't do anything, because we have been forgotten about for so
it's what
long
he
from other people.
represents.
Yeah.
It's what
Yeah.
he represents.
I agree with that, but also when there is an issue that is
A human rights issue.
is a human
Yeah.
rights
Pay-
issue,
pay-
like back in the day in the 60s, the civil rights movement, that was America, like that was what was happening in America. I mean, Vietnam was happening and a lot of things were happening, but you do kind of have to take precedent. You have to give precedent to those things that are really, you can't just say, oh, well.
No, don't ignore it, especially if there's a problem. If
But
there's
when
an
you do it
issue-
even, when you make it even, you're still not dealing with certain
Because
things. It
it's not
shouldn't be, certain things shouldn't be dealt with at an even or a fair. I kind of talked about this last
Right.
time I was here. Said, oh, make everything equal, because everything
That's
is
like
not
taxes
equal.
should never be equal. Like you should never have a
Right.
flat tax, because
Right.
flat tax cannot be equal.
Right.
Like people
I think-
just make different.
Right. I
different
mean, I
inputs.
understand what you're saying.
So I think in my mind, even is, I don't remember which, so we've had so many guests in the past few weeks. I don't remember which guest we had on our show, and someone talked about the little boys looking over a
me,
fence.
it was me.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
in my mind, that's even. Even is, you're not necessarily giving one person more, or you're making us all the same height.
Equity,
You're,
yeah.
you're putting us where we all can see.
Right, but they're saying that Obama has not done that.
And I think that he has made efforts and strides to do
Absolutely.
that. I
And I think-
definitely
and I
feel
think
like
it's
he
all
does.
that-
I mean,
Yeah,
there's only
absolutely.
so much he can do.
Right.
Yeah.
'Cause
I mean, I agree.
Yeah.
Once he gets the angry black man label on him, like the one time he would have got
Yeah.
the angry black man label on him, that would have set the course for his entire
Oh yeah,
presidency.
and it was
He
bad
got that
enough.
label anyway.
He got it anyway.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say
Right.
everything.
Right.
Whether
But
you got
what-
on a suit or you got on saggy pants,
Right.
you are going to be labeled.
Well, Michelle got the
Whatever
angry,
that
the angry
is.
black
woman. Yeah.
label.
Oh, she got
And I think,
everything.
She got
I think
yeah.
President Obama is just a little bit too cool and passive for anybody to think that he was angry ever. But I think we
Right.
saw it over the weekend. He was asked about Colin Kaepernick over the weekend in China, and he made a statement that I don't
his
think
right
he would have
to say
made that he would have made
Earlier on.
if he was
Yeah.
running for
No,
election.
he's on his way out.
Yeah, he's like, let me start
me-
saying this stuff right now.
He's exercising his right. That's what he said.
Constitutional right.
You wanted to say something?
I was just going to say again that I just don't feel that Obama it's nothing whether he had to do extra. He represented the first African American to be in a White House. And that symbolizes more than he could have ever done in policy-wise ever.
And he is the president of the United States.
Yes, absolutely. So
America.
everything that has ever happened, even off slave, if all of those people were to see what we all see now, it would kind of do something as we made it of progress and feel like progress.
Absolutely.
Well, hopefully, like I said, hopefully one of these candidates. Hillary Clinton.
Okay.
We're gonna be waiting for
Somebody focus on that.
Long time.
You might as well just keep on.
Right. I have
We are
that
gonna be
number. I have
waiting.
that number too.
Hopefully, we'll talk about it. Hopefully, we will, hear from one of the, hopefully Hillary Clinton will come out and say what she needs to say over the next few weeks, and hopefully somebody brings it up in the debate. I'm really hoping Joy Reid helps moderate the third debate. That's where there's a petition. I signed it today. But anyway, so speaking of the campaign, we're gonna rattle off the top 3 best and worst moments of the campaign so far. So. We'll start with the best. No, let's start with the worst. Let's start with the best.
No, start with the best.
Start with the best.
Yes, start
the
with the
best moment of the campaign so far that I thought was Hillary Clinton's 11-hour hearing, her Benghazi hearing, because who can sit for 11 hours and answer questions and then wipe your brow and then move on. The Bernie Sanders movement, I thought that was another really great moment of the campaign.
Yes.
Everything that Bernie Sanders brought to the campaign so far, and seeing so many young people get involved. And then the third best moment I thought was President Obama's DNC speech, which I thought was
amazing.
the cap on a successful presidency.
Yes.
He dropped the mic. That's where he should have dropped the mic. Not at the Correspondents' Dinner. It should have been at the DNC right there.
Yeah, it was great.
So Clinton, 11-hour Bernie movement. Anybody
And
have
the point that you talked about where Hillary pointed at him was when
She
she
said-
said that was the point
And then gave my
when she
hug.
walked out.
That was great. That was great. I got teared up. I teared up.
I'm over here with the biggest smirk on my face because as he rattles off the best moments of the election, obviously, we don't have any Trump supporters in the room, but
There were no Republican best moments of the
yourself.
election.
Wait, can we do the most hilarious moment?
There's
Hold
some
on.
good
Let me
ones.
get through this. And then hold on.
There's some good
Hold on.
ones.
Does anybody have one of their favorite moments of the campaign so far that I have not talked about? That I have
Yeah,
not
you
mentioned?
took mine. The President Obama one was.
Now,
Michelle's speech was bomb too.
Oh yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what I was thinking.
Michelle's speech was
it
bomb.
was kind of up there.
It was great.
It was
Yeah.
good,
Yeah.
though. Can she run?
I
She don't want to run.
We're not
She
gonna
probably
go
would
there.
never. But I would love her
The
to.
worst-
Love her in a minute.
You're like,
The worst moments of the campaign so far, I believe, Clinton's Nancy Reagan moment that she had early on in the campaign when Nancy Reagan died, and she kind of said that Nancy Reagan was the kind of like the catalyst for the AIDS movement when she really wasn't. It was she was trying to give Nancy Reagan a compliment and it didn't go over so well, and that was the first time where it was
Record scratch.
I know all the entire LGBT community was like, what?
what? Yeah.
And she had to come back and say that. So that was a really weird moment. I thought that one of the other worst moments was when Donald Trump started the campaign by saying that, other than Mexicans are rapists, started the campaign really saying that John McCain was not a war hero.
Yeah.
I thought that was really bizarre because even Democrats believe that.
Right, and
It
he's a
just ended when
Republican.
Donald
was about
Trump
to say,
started
yeah,
his
you
know
campaign.
that,
That's
yeah.
the worst.
And here's the thing. The last
two,
one is
yeah.
my what I think is the best moment of the campaign.
It probably is my hilarious moment.
And also the worst moment of the campaign so
And the
far
most hilarious.
is George Bush.
Okay, maybe
I got one.
Jeb Bush saying in a rally, please clap.
Oh no.
Please clap.
Making them clap.
Making them
Right.
clap.
Making them
He's
clap.
like,
Please, you guys, please.
Please
Can you
clap.
please clap?
How could you
So-
not feel so sorry?
I did. I felt so
Yeah.
bad for him. I felt so bad for him. Any best, worst moments?
I
from
do.
you guys?
I just thought about it. Okay, I'm gonna say one. I'm gonna say my best one first.
Okay.
The best one, which is I forgot about, was when it was booing that happened, and Obama said, "Don't boo."
Don't
Oh
boo.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was like you're the coolest president ever. The worst I'm gonna have to say is when Trump's wife really tried to
That's
take
my
some of
hilarious.
Michelle's
That's the
line.
hilarious.
I was
Yeah.
like, for real. I mean,
Yeah, that was horrible.
Verbatim, huh?
verbatim.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then tried to get out of it. That was the part about it.
But the
Said she
memes the
wrote it.
next day.
Oh,
though.
that
was the best.
I participated. I
That's
participated.
a man.
You did. You were going off.
I participated in those
Your your best or your funniest moment of the
Oh,
campaign.
mine was the Melania.
Was the Melania?
Oh my God,
Melania.
I participated on Twitter and on Facebook very
Well,
much.
listen, if you guys have your
bunch of
best and worst moments, we would definitely want you guys to tweet at us at BHL Polyculture.
Using the
or
hashtag?
Using the hashtag
Check.
BHLPC. But you can learn so many great things at the General Assembly.
You can.
You can. Tell us about it, B.
Yes, absolutely. So, looking for a career in tech, maybe business, data, design, or marketing, trying to get that promotion or raise. To excel in your career, you need 21st century training and skills. General Assembly is the largest and most respected school worldwide for people seeking to grow their talents and master the marketplace. Whether it's learning remotely online or in person at one of their beautiful campuses, you can join the 350,000 people who have already gotten their training needed to prepare careers in tech and business. More than 2,500 companies worldwide hire GA graduates, with 99% of graduates who participate in GA's career services landing a new role and field within 6 months of starting their job search. Take control of your talent and career now. Find out more at ga.co/geek. That's ga.co/geek. Enter the promo code GEEK to save on your first class, workshop, or event.
That's
That was so good.
Yes, it was.
Did you go to
That
private
voice.
school?
That's a gold voice.
Dang, I would have been stuttering like, y'all just sign up. Y'all just
Make sure you check out the General Assembly.
Absolutely.
So listen, like I said, it's our 20th episode. So we wanted to play a little something, do a little something
Yeah,
fun
so you
because the
gotta do that,
election's
y'all.
going on. So
guys-
Elayna came up with this really awesome game.
Because I can never be serious.
Yeah.
What you got?
You know, I mean, we were already on a roll with the best and worst quotes with the laughs going.
That's right.
So we're gonna play a game called Who Said It, and I gave every guest in the room, and Drexel bullied his way into play.
I'm not
about to
gonna
say,
play.
wait a minute,
I'm
I
not
didn't get
playing.
one.
I'm not playing. I'm just showing them
You
the
can help me.
faces.
You tell me how
I gave every
showing
guest
faces.
in the room faces of all
There
four
we
of the
go.
presidential candidates who are running to become the next president of the United States. So I'm gonna read off some quotes, and I want you to hold up the face of who you think said it. So how well do you actually know your candidates?
Okay, we got a tag team.
no,
Right.
Babe, make us look good. Make us look good.
I don't
Came here.
think
I don't even
This is
know.
gonna be hard.
I don't think there should be any restrictions when it comes to firearms. None.
Who said that?
I don't think there should be any restrictions when
I
it
don't
comes
wanna
to
go with my gut, so I'm
firearms.
just gonna guess
None.
him.
We have Trump. We have Trump.
Trump.
We'll
Trump.
share. We'll share.
It
Three
was-
Trumps, 2 Gary Johnson.
It was
Who
actually Gary Johnson.
That just sounded like
It didn't have,
That's
it didn't have a
all-
racial slur. I should have knew it was
right.
Trump.
Dang it. Dang it. I'm
Instead,
copying you from now on.
instead of bailing out Wall Street for the 4th time, let's bail out students.
Who said that?
Instead of bailing out Wall Street for the first time, let's bail out students.
For the 4th time.
For the fourth time.
Go with her. I think that's.
Sorry.
Wow, guys!
Jill
All right.
Stein.
It was definitely Jill Stein.
It was probably Bernie Sanders too at one point.
Poor Bernie.
Sound like something a woman
Can you
would
say the F word for me?
F off.
I have to see you.
ST.
So this one is F off. I have to see you poop kickers anyway.
Oh, you just go ahead and rep that.
Go ahead.
Oh
We
wait,
have
the quote was F off. I have to see you
I'll
kickers
curse if you need-
every
I'll do
day. I'm not gonna stop.
I had my
To talk
inside
to
F
you.
off.
So here we go.
Right.
F off. I have to see you kickers every day. I'm not going to talk to you.
It's too obvious that it
Do you guys
Is
have
Donald
it?
Trump across the board?
What do you have?
I'm gonna go.
Wow.
One Gary Johnson and
It was
4.
actually Hillary Clinton.
I don't remember her saying that.
I like her now.
That was
right here with her.
That
When
was
did she say that?
that was
should have
in
had
reference. So
Gangster.
it was a quote out of a book in reference to she got up early and they were trying to talk to her and she kind of like it was like a women
quick little snap.
It was a little
She's like, I'm on my
Comes at the wrong
period.
time.
She
She
was-
first wake up.
She probably been about it.
Listen,
okay.
y'all better
She's
not
like, I'm having hot
shit kicked to the
flashes.
polls.
That was a trick question.
Here we go. I like people who weren't captured.
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 He's an idiot.
Right here. That's it.
Is that what I said? We got 4
what do you
Trumps so
think,
far?
Mike?
We got the millennial
We got
right here.
one more. What you going with?
All right, guys.
5
That's, wow, 2
5.
times. It's all Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Definitely Donald Trump.
He's such an idiot.
Here's one.
Sorry.
We're on the verge of a financial collapse unless we balance the budget, and that means some really, really tough decisions. We're on the verge
copying
of a
her.
financial collapse unless we balance the
You can't
budget,
put up 2.
and that means some really, really tough decisions.
That sounds like her. Tough to do.
We have Hillary, Donald, Hillary.
Sounds like her.
Donald
I'm
Trump.
torn.
Hillary.
Can I be torn between these two?
No, you're not playing.
I'm helping.
These two.
It is absolutely Gary Johnson.
Oh, I almost said him.
You did too. It sounded like Hillary though.
Here we go.
Tough decisions. to
One
make.
of the key problems today in politics is such a disgrace. Good people don't go into government. So one of the key problems today in politics is such a disgrace. Good people don't go into government.
This is a
Say him
surprising
just
one.
sounds narcissistic.
That's a really
'cause
surprising-
He's saying he's a good person. That's what I think.
Look at
So we have
Jill Stein.
Jill Stein, Hillary
Hillary
Clinton,
Clinton,
Hillary Clinton, Jill Stein, Donald Trump. That was Donald Trump.
Yeah,
Wait, why did you say you thought it was Donald
because it
Trump?
sounded very
Because he's
narcissistic. Like
narcissistic.
he's saying he's a good person, so he should go
Wow.
and apologize.
He actually
Yeah.
did say that. He's saying, "Hey, good
Yeah.
people don't go into
So
government."
that's why I'm
Yeah.
torn.
And that's why
Yeah.
I'm here. Believe me.
Trust me.
Trust me.
We have to heal the divides in our country, not just on guns, but race, immigration, and much more. We have to heal the divides in our country, not just on guns, but race, immigration, and much more.
Could be Jill though. I'm gonna go with Hillary.
Could be okay.
It is absolutely Hillary Clinton.
That is. Listen, don't give Jill
Good
too much
old
credit.
Hillary.
This is going to be the last one. The specific trigger for me was when President Obama put Medicare and Social Security on the chopping block. Why I got into the race, it just seemed unconscionable that Democrats were leading the change.
That's too intelligent for Trump. I don't know.
It's this guy.
So we got a Gary Johnson.
We have Gary Johnson, Jill Stein, Gary Johnson, Gary Johnson, Jill Stein. It was Jill Stein.
Jill Stein.
Oh, was
Thank
it?
What a fun little game.
was
did.
And
You did
listen,
right.
if you like this, we can. I'm just gonna say, listen. These are fun.
I just, it's the fact
Are you really gonna keep
it
that
was
Hillary?
just
I
the
think
It's gonna be on
fact
his
that
wall.
Hillary
It's
Clinton.
Listen, you know I'm gonna post
Selfie.
all these Hillary Clinton
Do a
photos all
selfie.
around the studio.
I did
Uh,
not send those emails.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't do it.
Such a fun episode.
Yes. All right. So listen, last week. Thank you, Elayna. That was a lot of fun.
Look
So
like
if you guys
brother-
have
brother
some of
and
your
sister,
favorite
though.
quotes from the campaign so far as well, make sure you tweet us as well and use the hashtag BHLPC. Last week, Mike Lynn was here.
Yes.
He gave a really great performance.
Yes.
So today he's back for redemption. You ready?
Let's go.
We're gonna do it.
Come on.
All
Kill
right.
it. Kill it.
Which one am I doing?
I don't know which one are you doing.
Which one are you
You're
doing?
doing the
You need some music? What you doing?
the second one that you didn't get to do
All right, cool.
from
Got you.
for
I
more
got
than a
you.
hashtag.
I got you. Okay.
Some spoken word.
Some spoken words.
I actually feel like he should take us out.
We can do that too.
Yeah.
We can
why
do that
not?
too. Let's
Take
do
us
that
out.
too. Okay, so before we do that, we'll have Mike Lynn take us out.
Remix.
But I want to kind of go around and you guys just tell us what's happening in your world since you guys were last here. Give us some updates real quick. Nika, what you doing?
Just doing stand up, man. Just working on my 1 hour special that's
Uh-oh.
happening next year because I'm manifesting that and I'm saying that.
No roasted Rob Lowe?
No roasted Rollo. They ain't called me, man. They knew I was.
They knew?
They
You
knew.
were too tough on
It
their
was-
culture.
yeah. Oh man, I would have whooped her ass. That would probably been like not a good look. But she got it. She got enough. But yeah, just working on my material for my 1 hour.
Awesome.
Malynda?
Oh me, yeah. So I toured this summer and I'm working on a spring tour right now and a new album.
Yep. She's got a new song coming out
Yeah,
very soon. I'm
He
very
tried to
excited.
steal it.
I did. I
play
tried to
today.
steal it for this episode, but she wouldn't let me have it. I
Like,
really
now
wanted to
you
be
ain't
there right
getting
on
it
this
yet.
episode. She wouldn't let me have it. Joseph, what's happening in your world?
What's happening in my world? I'm just hanging out watching you guys every Tuesday night. It's like one of my favorite shows, and I always tune in. So
Yeah, I always love your commentary in the chat room too. I
I
always
gotta
love it.
keep the talk going, the consciousness of above sea level.
Come on, Will
Thank
Smith.
you. Danielle.
Stay woke.
And I'm just out here grinding. I'm taking care of my kids and my husband. My 5-year-old just started kindergarten, so we're doing that. And just waiting to start shooting the series Rebel on BET that's coming out this next spring, 2017. And also, me and my husband are working on an app called the Unite app. You can text Unite to 66866 if you want more information on the app and how it will bring our community together to be like responsible for one another and look out for one another.
Nice.
So working on that.
And Mike Land, what you got?
Well, no kids for me.
He's like, I hope
I have a premiere, my first premiere for this short film that I actually got a lead role in this Saturday.
So exciting.
Very exciting.
I'm
Where?
quite nervous. It'll be at AFI. It'll be at their theater.
Is it the American Film Institute?
Yep.
Nice.
So exciting.
That's very exciting.
So that's, and patiently waiting for Rebel, man. That is going to be so long from
Plays
now.
my baby brother.
But, and that's pretty much it for right now.
Well, listen, that is very exciting. Thank you guys for coming back to this episode because we got a lot more coming up for the rest of the season. We are very excited. We're going to take a little break here in a few weeks because we've been going nonstop. But before we let Mike Lynn stop, I want to remind everybody tomorrow night on NBC, or MSNBC actually, the Commander-in-Chief Forum will be happening. So make sure you tune in. Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton will be talking about foreign policy and things that we really should be paying attention to. And the first debate will happen September 26th. Don't take us out, but on Twitter, you can follow me at Drexel Heard.
Follow me at Hey Slay.
You can follow me at B Sorrells.
And Mike Lynn.
Y'all can follow
Take us
me.
out. He said y'all can follow me. But take us out with your.
Okay. I tell you, it could happen any day now. It seems like we running out of time. Shit is weighing on my mind. Still praying for the lives, fighting back to survive. Truth is, not a day goes by we don't die in vain. It's all the same. It's just a game. We not in chains, but trust me, we still enslaved. Man, what a shame that we live this way. We choose to be asleep when we owe it to ourselves to be wide awake. They say time heals wounds, but it doesn't take pain away. We're urging you to salvage these dire straits for real. Quite frankly, it's not fair. Being black in this world is a nightmare. Will I ever be equal to a white man? No matter which way you slice it, injustice, corruption has us all divided. Like, don't you see innocent people are dying? Violence is everywhere, babies are crying. We stand here united, clamor for better days on the horizon. Our patience is wearing thin. Remember the names of our brothers and sisters we're burying, fueling the flames of the torches we carry, and killing each other is not what we represent. Slander our culture, then sully our melanin. Apparently, they are devoid of compassion, imperative that we inspire the masses, empower us like we could never imagine. Reality's clear that we need to take action, stop giving out passes to evils who only reduce us to ashes.
Wow.
And on that note, we will see you I'm out next week. Won't be here next week. I'll see you guys in a couple weeks. Stay woke.
Stay woke.
We'll see you
Right.
guys.
Hashtag
Until next time.
Bye,
Bye,
guys.
guys.
Peace and blessings.
Bye.
2020.
Give us 1 second.
2020.
From producers Maria Menounos, Dario Kristen, Tiana Hobson, Keven Undergaro, and the entire BHL crew, we would like to thank you for supporting Black Hollywood Live, the first online broadcast network dedicated to African American entertainment. For questions and comments, contact us at info@blackhollywoodlive.com. Like us on Facebook, tweet us, or Instagram us at BHL Online. And I'm your BHL announcer, Scipio. Instagram me at Planet Scipio. Thank you for tuning in.
Hollywood redefined.
The views expressed here are those of the host only and do not necessarily reflect the views of BHL or its owners or principals.